What's up, Virgo? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is another Virgo channel, and this is another Virgo reading. Let's get started with a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you. Please keep in mind that this reading may not resonate with you. Only take what feels right, leave the rest for someone else. This is going to be for all Virgo placements this upcoming week, March 17th through March 23rd. Finally spring. Okay, in the Northern Hemisphere, we are moving into the spring. We're moving into spring. The spring equinox is this week. Thank God, truly. I wanted to find out how you guys were doing last week. Last week was kind of rough for me, if I'm being honest. I was depressed for 4 days last week, so much to the point where I just couldn't get out of bed, and I really had to honor that. I recognized that during this winter season, I was doing anything and everything to try to avoid feeling the depression and trying to avoid feeling like the sadness and the pain. I was doing anything and everything to avoid it, and something caught up to me this week where I was like, I need to honor what I'm feeling instead of trying to push it away and trying to avoid it. So I just let myself feel it. I let myself rest, and I started feeling so much better Friday. And then Saturday was a really great day. And then today, Sunday, the sun is shining. It's been a really great day. It was also really rainy and cold and cloudy here last week. And I think that the weather was also affecting my mood and my energy. But I'm feeling so much better, and I'm really excited that spring is coming in this week. I wanted to first give you some channel messages as we do. Also, the sliding glass door in my apartment is open a little bit. I like the breeze. It feels really calm and peaceful right now, but I do live in the city, so we might hear some noises. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise of outside. But yeah, the first channel message I didn't write down, but I just got this download, and Spirit said to me and wanted me to channel this to you guys that it's okay if you feel like you want to die right now. It's okay if you feel like you're losing your mind right now. That's normal and natural. We're in eclipse season. We're in retrograde season. Venus is retrograde. Mercury just went retrograde. We had a full moon last week. Spring is coming up. Winter's ending. There's so much going on, and there's part of you that does want to die, but the way that I keep reframing it for myself is the parts of me that hurt me are dying. The parts of me that hurt me and no longer serve me and do not help me to get to where I want to be and grow and evolve, those parts of me are dying. And in order for them to die or be released, they have to come up to the surface, right? They have to come up to the surface and be released out of my system, out of my body. So hence the depression, hence the needing to rest, hence the heavy emotions last week that I'm sure I'm not the only one who was feeling. And Spirit just kept telling me, like, it's normal to feel this way right now. It's natural. It's normal because eclipses come and they take things that no longer serve us. And so there is this part of us that is literally dying, but it hurts us more than it helps us, and that's why it has to go. And then I had a friend reach out to me on Instagram talking about how she felt like she was losing her mind, but she's just trying to accept it. And I was like, girl, that's normal and natural too. Same. And then I had a friend I was talking to last night in the hot tub, and she was telling me that she also feels like she's losing her mind. And I was like, listen, we're losing the parts of us that hurt us. We're losing the parts of our mind that hurt us, right? Because some of us have created a monster in our mind, and this monster is what's dying so that we can find more of ourselves. And that's what I told my friend through the Instagram DM was, I have just accepted that I'm losing the parts of my mind that hurt me, and I'm actually finding more of myself. And then I was talking to my friend about this same situation last night in the hot tub, and I was telling her, like, it makes sense that we would normally naturally love ourselves. Why would we not love ourselves from the beginning, you know? We've just created a monster in our mind. Our family has created a monster in our mind. Society has created a monster in our mind. Past relationships, past friendships, social media, the TV, the current state of the world, right? All of these things have created a monster in our mind, but at our core, we love ourselves. Why would we not? And so what is dying is this monster or these parts of our mind that hurt us so that we can find more of ourselves and find more of the parts of ourselves that love us, because that is natural, right? So if you're feeling that way, like you're losing your mind or like you want to die, that is normal, but please be mindful of who you say this to, because some people get it. Like me, I get it. I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. But if you say it to the wrong person, it could cost you thousands of dollars, and you may be put on like a overnight to a 72-hour hold. If you know, you know. just be mindful of who you say these things to. And it really sucks that unfortunately you can't say these things to health professionals and people who are in the medical field because they just want to collect a check. Some of them, not all of them, but that's not what we're talking about here today. But just know that I get where you're coming from and I get what's going on. And hopefully that thought process and hopefully those messages helped you. I was getting another message about just because you can doesn't mean you should. Or just because you can doesn't mean you have to. And I think that this is about helping others, or doing things for others. Just because you can help someone or just because you can do something for someone else doesn't mean you should, and it doesn't mean you have to. And then there was another message about you can't answer questions you weren't asked. Some people are expecting you to read their mind, or some people are expecting you to answer their questions without them even asking it. And then they're getting upset that you're not answering the questions that they didn't ask. That's a weird one, but hopefully that makes sense to some of you. I just keep getting that you can't answer questions you weren't asked. And it's like, you are answering the questions that are being asked, but maybe they're not phrasing it correctly, or maybe they're just not asking the question that they really want the answer to. So you can't answer questions you weren't asked. Try not to worry about it if people are upset that you're not answering questions that they didn't ask. You can't read their mind, and even if you can, it's not your job. We just talked about just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Just because you can read someone's mind doesn't mean you should or have to, right? Some people need to learn how to speak. Some people need to learn how to communicate. And it's not on you to carry the conversation. It's not on you to read their mind. It's not on you to figure out what they're trying to say. None of that is on you. They need to learn how to communicate. And then there was another message, but I cannot remember it. Oh, well, I am getting something about you're in everything all at once territory. And you might have felt this way, like everything was coming at you all at once, but please try to remember that everything is happening for you, not to you. That has been really monumental for me too lately. Everything is happening for me, not to me. But it does feel like there's been everything all at once, a lot of emotions all at once, a lot of things just happening all at once. And Spirit is saying that you're also in everything all at once territory for your manifestations, for your dreams, for your goals, for money, for the positive side too, right? Because everything exists in polarity and there's duality in the universe. So if you've experienced everything all at once on, let's say, a more negative side, you are going to experience everything all at once on a more positive side as well. That is called balance. It has to happen like that. There's another message that I am literally forgetting about. It's driving me nuts. I'm gonna pause the video just so I can check my notes and I'll come back. Okay, I found it. And the message that I kept forgetting that I needed to tell you about is, what if the problem doesn't need to be solved immediately? Or what if the problem doesn't need to be solved at all? Or what if the problem doesn't need to be solved by you? And I got this download earlier in the week because I was trying to be vulnerable and express how I was feeling depressed and how I was feeling sad with some of my online community, but the internet's a weird place, and when you try to be vulnerable and share your feelings and your emotions, it's met with a lot of critique, a lot of judgment, a lot of opinions, and I've just learned to accept that I am in the public eye. So when I'm trying to share things about myself, that leaves me susceptible to outside perception, outside judgment, so on and so forth, right? But when I was opening up about feeling depressed and sad, I was met with a lot of solutions or advice immediately. And I'm one of those people who is not always solution oriented, not in the beginning. I'm a Virgo sun, right? And Virgos, we love to fix, we love to problem solve, we love to analyze. That's what we do. We do it very naturally. But I've learned that I overdo it sometimes. So what I've been practicing in my life over the past couple of years is to let myself feel what I'm feeling, let myself go through what I'm going through, and when I'm ready to solve it, I will solve it, if it even needs to be solved, right? But I've noticed that people like to fix, or people like to try to fix, so it's like as soon as you say, oh, I'm sad, as soon as you say, I'm not feeling good, or I'm feeling depressed, immediately there's advice, or people trying to fix it, trying to offer solutions. And I feel like most people are just concerned, and most people are trying to be helpful, But I don't find it helpful that you're trying to fix me or advise me immediately. I will let you know if I need help. I will let you know if I'm asking for a solution. But most of the time, I'm just venting, I'm just expressing what's going on with me, I'm just talking about it, I'm just getting it off my chest, because that is alchemy for me. That is very healing for me, to speak about it, to talk about it, to throw it out, right? Instead of holding it in and keeping it in, the more I talk about it, the better I feel. And so sometimes the problem solves itself once I talk about it. And I'm also not the type of person to hold on to things. Once I've talked about it once, maybe twice, I'm done. I don't need to go back to it, I don't need to revisit it, but I understand that a lot of people harp on things and harp on things and harp on things. I'm not everybody though, right? And neither are you, Virgo. You're not everybody. You're not just anybody. Some of you have alien energy. Some of you have alien starseed superstar celebrity energy, and this spring, you're going to start seeing it more. People can't stop looking at you. People can't stop noticing you. People can't stop feeling drawn to you. And it's because of the inner work that you've done and the inner work that they haven't done. And it's like pulling them to you like a magnet, and they're so attracted to you. But then there's going to also be people who are faking it, who naturally get a lot of attention because they're faking it. They're faking being famous or happy or in love or whatever they're faking, and you can just tell. There's something about me lately where I've been able to tell the people who are fake and the people who are faking being happy and faking their lifestyle. I've been able to read right through it lately, so some of you are going to be able to as well. I don't say anything because it's not my business, and I know that I'm not fake, I'm authentic, and I know that my time will come, right? So I let those people have their moment, have their 5 seconds of fame, have their little attention, whatever works for them. If it makes them feel good, more power to them. But the fakes are being exposed to the real people. The real, authentic people are able to read right through the fake, the phony, right now. I keep getting so many channel messages. I'm like, I don't even want to pull cards. I don't even know where to start. Oh my God. I don't even know what we were talking about before your alien starseed energy popped in. Maybe it doesn't matter. Oh, we were talking about fixing problems and solving problems. Like, what if it doesn't need to be fixed immediately? What if it doesn't need to be fixed at all? What if it fixes itself? I feel like some of you, it doesn't, whatever this problem is that we're talking about, if you're resonating, I feel like it doesn't need you micromanaging it. It doesn't need you doing your problem solving thing. It doesn't need you controlling anything. I feel like this problem that we're even talking about, if you're resonating, it's asking you to pull back. It's asking you to let Jesus take the wheel, so to speak, to just give it over, because it's going to sort itself out, or you're going to figure it out when you need to figure it out. But I just feel like in the beginning, we don't need to put so much pressure on ourselves to solve the problem immediately. Yeah. There was also another message I was getting today. Sorry, we'll pull cards in a second, but the channeling is coming through. And I think on one of my last videos, somebody commented and gave me a compliment saying that my channeling skills are improving. Thank you so much, whoever said that. I really appreciate you. I agree. It's so weird. It's happening naturally too. I'm not trying to. I'm not forcing it. It's just happening naturally. But the other message I was getting is that you're never given more pain than you can take. The Three of Wands. There's a lot to look forward to, Virgo. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about what's manifesting for you this week, because this spring is bringing in a lot. It just feels like this spring is bringing through so much. And I think there's like a leaf blower going on outside, so I apologize about that. Hopefully you can hear me over it. But you're never given more pain than you can take. And I'm sure some of you have heard that you're not given like desires or passions that you cannot fulfill. The creator, God, universe, source, whatever you believe in, is not going to give you desires that you cannot obtain. That would be cruel, and God is not cruel, right? So in that same breath, you're never given more pain than you can take. Some of you have to endure a lot more pain in this lifetime, and that's because of your spiritual power. That's because of your soul's contract. That's just because it is what it is. But you're never given more than you can take. Absolutely not. I just told you God is not cruel. The creator is not cruel. This is not punishment. You're not here to suffer. But some of you take it personally, or you overthink it, you overanalyze it. You make it worse than it is. Some of you, okay? Not to call you out, but some of you. I've been really seeing this a lot from collective, not just Virgo energy, but I've been seeing this a lot from collective. I told you guys with the monthly reading for March that March is a month for melodrama. Is it really as bad as it is? Is it really the end of the world? Or are you making it worse than it really is with your mind? And I've been seeing that so much lately. I've really had to pull myself back from people like that lately because I don't want to be around the melodrama. I don't want to be around the complaining, the negativity, all of that. But there's so much of it lately, and I'm just like, it's not as bad as you're making it out to be. Your mind is making it worse than it really is. And I know we're all experiencing different circumstances, but your circumstances don't define you. How you react to your circumstances does, right? And circumstances constantly change. The only constant in life is change. So what goes down must come up. What goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. I know you know what I mean. But you're never given more pain than you can take. That was a really big message that came through for me this week, that I was like, okay, Spirit, heard, because I was feeling so much pain this week, and I was transmuting so much pain for not only myself, but my bloodline, my family, my ancestors, my personal clients, the collectives that I read for on the online communities. There was so much pain this week, but Spirit kept telling me that I'm never given more pain than I can take. And every single time I feel the pain, I end up rising from the ashes. I end up having these major glow-ups, these major breakthroughs in my life, and it's incredible. So I'm like, okay, all right. And that was something that I wanted to break down with you guys too, to try to figure out what the pain is trying to teach you. So we're gonna first look into the manifestations that are manifesting for you with this spring, but this week as well. What's manifesting for Virgo? And then if I remember, I'll try to break down what the pain is trying to teach you. What are the manifestations for Virgo? Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. I just heard Pretty Woman. Someone's name could be Julia. I'm getting Julia Roberts. Is she in Pretty Woman? I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever seen Pretty Woman. Don't. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on, I gotta close the door. Okay, sorry about that. I had to close the door. I couldn't deal with the outside noise anymore. I'm sure some of you were probably tired of it too. Thank you for bearing with me. Anyway, Pretty Woman. That's the first thing I heard. And then Julia Roberts. There's a movie coming out this week. Some of you are going to the movies, or you're taking yourself to the movies. I see you dating yourself this week. If you're in a relationship, I still see you going on like a solo date, or just like romanticizing your life this week without your partner. But the singles are really dating themselves this week. Maybe you're taking yourself out to the movies, maybe you're taking yourself out to a nice dinner, or you're taking yourself out to coffee, you're treating yourself to something. You're spoiling yourself, or that's what's manifesting. The ability to spoil yourself. And also receiving spoiled treatment from the universe, from God, from the community, from others, right? I keep talking about how you're receiving special treatment in March. And it feels like this week there's some sort of special treatment or VIP access or something like that, right? Doors are opening for you, Virgo. That's what's manifesting. Doors are opening. And you're shedding the skin. You're shedding a layer. There's so many layers to us spiritually, right? There's so many layers. And just when you think you've done the healing, there's more to heal through. Just when you think you're done with something, there's another layer. There's another lesson. But that's Earth School, right? It's all a part of the transformation. It's all a part of the ascension journey. But I just feel like this week something is manifesting for you to spoil yourself. Maybe you're getting paid this week, or there's like extra money coming in for you, or people could be very generous, giving you tips, donations, just being like, hey, here's some money, go buy yourself something nice, here's something. You know, it just feels like people are trying to give to you, God's trying to give to you. That's what's manifesting, okay? I'm also getting something about beauty, sex appeal, physical attraction. That's manifesting for you too. You're looking really good, or you're going to. I'm getting something about a style upgrade too. Venus retrograde is really bringing in beauty upgrades, style upgrades. Maybe you're changing your hair, changing the way that you dress, being a little bit more risky with dressing, taking more fashion risks, trying new things with your fashion, with your style, with your self-beauty. It's paying off, it's working. You look really good, Virgo. You look really good. I'm hearing you smell really good, you look really good. Strength card. You have Leo placements for some of you, and I'm getting that your Leo is coming through this week. Leo rising, Leo Venus, Leo moon, whatever it is, your Leo is really showing this week. And I'm getting like people wanting to date you. Okay, but I don't think that you want to date any of these people. Yeah, the Seven of Wands is here. I see you rejecting date offers this week, the singles, because you're dating yourself, or because something is off about whoever these people are that are like wanting to date you. You can just tell. That was something I got today, because let me just be real candid, real honest with you. Today I was at the farmer's market, and Wrangler likes to say hi to people. Oh, by the way, let me insert a little clip of Wrangler really quickly. He's sleeping because we went to the farmer's market, but he likes to go up to people. He likes to say hi to people. He's very social, very friendly. And there was this really cute man at the farmer's market who was sitting down, and Wrangler went to say hi to him and like jumped up on him, and then the guy petted him and he was like, "What's up, little dude?" And then the guy looked at me and kind of smirked at me, and I smiled at him, but something in me intuitively knew that there was something off about that man. There was something off about that man, and I was like, he doesn't want us, Wrangler. Like, he wants something from us, but he doesn't want us. He doesn't want to support us, provide for us, take care of us, love us. He doesn't want that. He wants something else, buddy. And so I'm trying to teach Wrangler that not everybody has pure intentions. Not everybody has the best intentions, yeah? But my intuition was so clued into it immediately. All I had to do was look at this man and observe this man for 30 seconds, and I knew. And now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that about every man, okay? I don't think that about every man, but I could just tell. I just looked at him and I knew, and I was like, no. So I feel like some of you are going to have that kind of a download or epiphany or something like that. You're gonna have something like that happen to you for some of you this week, where you can just tell that whoever this is that wants to date you doesn't actually want to date you, or there's something off about this person. So I do see you rejecting date offers or rejecting dating other people so that you can date yourself. And you're really enjoying dating yourself. Like I said, you look good, you smell good, you feel good, you're doing good. And it's not that you're like better than the people that you're rejecting. You don't think that at all. You're just not compatible. And your intuition is telling you it immediately, because what I'm channeling here for the single Virgos who are resonating with this right now, where you're in your dating yourself era, loving yourself, spoiling yourself, treating yourself era, looking good, feeling good, changing up your beauty and your style. Your intuition is so clued in and spot on right now. You are tapped in that only the right people for you can come into your orbit and stay in your orbit, right? Your intuition is so spot on that you can just read someone in like the first 30 seconds. For some of you, it might be a little longer, like the first 3 minutes, but you can tell almost immediately that something is off or something isn't right about a specific person when it comes to being around you or being with you, because your intuition is looking for your person. Your subconscious is like, we only want my person. If I'm dating, I only want to date my person. Because some of you have waited a really long time, and it's like, I don't want to play games. I don't want to play the field. I don't want to go out on all of these random dates that aren't going to lead to anything. I don't care about that. I'd rather date myself, love myself, and when the right one comes around, my intuition will know. I'm telling you that subconsciously, some of you Virgo singles, your subconscious is only looking for your person. So every time that your intuition tells you that there's something a little off about somebody, please listen to it the first time. Here we go, 8 of Wands. Spring is coming in with a bang. Let's talk about it. I feel so excited. Like, I feel so excited for spring. And obviously, it's not gonna happen all at once. But for some of you, it could, because we keep talking about everything all at once. 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay, so this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, because this tells me that your current situation, whatever you're going through right now when you're listening to me, it doesn't matter what the timing is of it. You could be listening to this in real time. You could be listening to this a week later. You could be listening to this a year later. It doesn't matter when you're listening to me. Whatever you're going through currently, the outcome is going to be so much better than you can imagine or expect. That's why I love the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups represents our dream life. It represents our dream world, our dream career, our dream family, our dreams. It manifests this week for some of you, or you're going to start feeling like, oh, okay, something big is coming for me. Something big is happening for me. My dreams really are manifesting. All I have to do is continue to affirm what I'm affirming. All I have to do is continue to live and go towards what brings me joy, and never let your imagination die. Wow, but the 10 of Cups, like I said, the outcome of your current situation is so much better than you can even imagine or expect right now. I love that card. I'm so happy you guys got that card this week. You might see a rainbow. Also, St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow for me. I'm filming this on the 16th. So St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow on the 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to anybody who is celebrating. But I feel like there's some sort of good luck that's coming in with this luck of the Irish St. Patrick's Day. We're seeing the devil card in the reverse. And I just heard, soon you will be free. Soon you will be lifted. The monster is gone. Okay, I want you to listen to the song The Monster by Eminem and Rihanna. I'm friends with the monsters inside of my head. I'm friends with the monsters inside of my head. Okay, so I think the lyrics are actually, I'm friends with the monsters that are under my bed. I get along with the voices inside of my head. I'm friends with the monsters that's under my bed. Get along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. You think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. Well, that's not fair. Yeah, but I'm getting something about the monsters are gone. You're getting along with the voices in your head this week. You're not trying to save the part of you that's dying anymore. Spirit just channeled that to me. I feel like some of you are like exacerbating the pain and the suffering because you're trying to save the part of you that's dying. You're trying to save this part of you that hurts you, that harms you, right? And Spirit is saying this week something clicks. Or actually this week, this eclipse energy, all of this chaotic astrology energy is just taking out the part of you that is a monster or that hurts you. And now you're getting along with the voices in your head, or you're going to, and you're not trying to save the part of you that's already dead or that's already dying. Soon you will be free. Wow. I keep seeing this visual of me like standing in a cave, and there's a podium in the cave for some reason, and I have this like microphone, and there's people coming towards me in the cave, and I'm the one who's letting them know, hey, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, keep going, you're very close to getting out of this tunnel, out of this cave, keep going. And it feels like Spirit has placed me in certain people's lives or placed me along the path so that people can come to me, get a new change of perspective, and also get some sort of hope, faith, and optimism, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're going to see it this week, or you're going to make it out of the cave or make it out of the tunnel this week. It's different for all of you. I also see wealth and luxury and abundance manifesting for you too. This is incredible. This is so good, Virgo. So good. We're gonna end by trying to see what the pain was teaching you. This is a long reading, okay? So this week might be really long, or there's a lot of information coming at you this week, or coming from you this week, coming through you, whatever it is. This is a long reading, so it makes me feel like this is a long week with a lot of information. I was also getting this other download that you're gonna find out something really crazy this week. And it's going to confirm your intuition, or it's going to confirm some sort of tarot reading that you did for yourself. The other day I was doing a tarot reading for myself, and I don't know if you guys do any tarot readings for yourselves. I'm sure some of you try to. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, but this past week I was successful, and the cards started pulling themselves. That was what I wanted to say. I'm not sure if any of you guys have experienced that too, where the cards kind of pull themselves, or they like fall out of the deck and they're spot on and accurate. Well, that happened to me this past week, and I was like, okay, Spirit, I get it. You're in the building. You're here. And they pulled the Nine of Swords and the Hermit card for me. And I just laughed because I was like, of course, this is exactly what I'm going through. This is exactly what I'm in. So, of course, these are the two cards that you would pull for me. And then I did a whole spread and a whole reading for me, and I kept being like, Spirit, shut up. No way. And I was like yelling at Spirit because I'm like, what do you mean? It was so accurate and so spooky. And it was crazy, the things that were coming through in the tarot cards. And so I feel like some of you might have that experience this week too, or you're just going to find out something really crazy, and it's going to confirm your intuition, or it's going to confirm some sort of reading that you did for yourself for some of you. All right, but I want to end this reading by trying to tell you what the pain is teaching you, because the pain is trying to teach you something. It's never more than you can take. It's supposed to be teaching you something. It's supposed to be healing you in a way. I'm getting something about turning pain into pleasure. That could be part of what the pain is trying to teach you, because I'm getting that the direct opposite of pain is pleasure. So this pain is trying to teach you how to experience more pleasure in your life, or how to accept more pleasure in your life. What is this pain trying to teach, Virgo? Seven of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Wow. The pain is trying to teach you to stop self-sabotaging and to stop dimming to fit in. Some of you have been holding yourself back from going after your dreams or from pursuing your happiness, pursuing your joy. The Seven of Swords makes me feel like you're your own worst enemy. You're the one like holding yourself back in some situations here. But the Nine of Cups is like this pain is trying to get you to go towards what's going to please you, what's going to make you happy. But Spirit just said, what's going to please you? Some of you are recovering people pleasers. No shade, me too. But some of you are recovering people pleasers. And so you're learning how to please yourself, and you're learning to go towards and prioritize what pleases you and what feels pleasurable to you and not others. First, yeah. I'm also getting that this pain is trying to teach you to take what you're feeling and turn it into something, to create out of it. Because I'm getting that you are an alchemist too, and you have the ability to turn your pain and transmute your pain into pleasure, into beauty, into art, something like that. But I feel like this pain is trying to get you to be creative. It's trying to get you to do something creative. Maybe you gave up on writing. Maybe you gave up on music, on singing. Maybe you gave up on something that you really loved. And Spirit is saying it's trying to come back around. It's trying to come back in for you because that's your desire. That's what's going to fulfill you the most. That's your passion. And we talked about how you're never given more pain than you can take. And we also mentioned how you're never given desires that you can't obtain. That would be cruel. And I'm telling you, God is not cruel. I know for a fact that God is not cruel. And I just feel like this pain is trying to get you to transmute it into beauty or into pleasure. I feel like some of you are supposed to be writing, or you're supposed to be singing or painting or drawing or dancing or using this pain and transmuting it into pleasure and beauty. Hopefully that makes sense to some of you, but that's what I feel like the pain is trying to teach you. And then we're seeing the Two of Cups. Wow. And I think that this pain is also trying to heal the relationship with yourself. The Two of Cups I don't feel like is about another person. I don't feel like the single Virgos are really worried about relationships this week. And I also feel like those of you who are in partnerships and in relationships, you're not really worried about the relationship this week either. You're really focused on the relationship with yourself. And this pain is trying to get you to form an even stronger bond with yourself, trying to heal the relationship with yourself even further. Wow. Wow. Some of you have been feeling abandoned this week too, or unsafe, unclear. And I think that it's not your reality or your current circumstance. I feel like it's a wound from your past that's coming back up, or some sort of trauma from your past that is coming back up to the surface for you to release it yet again. Because I feel like the other times that you've released it, we haven't gotten it all out. And it feels like this is like the last push for some of you, or it's like the last pull of whatever is still holding you back, or whatever this pain is that we're talking about. Again, in my own personal experience, I did experience homelessness to some degree. Some of you probably remember that on this channel. I was like in California, in LA, trying to find a place. That didn't work for a while. And then I did find a place, but it wasn't the best place, but I was just grateful to have a place. And then I thought I was gonna move to Florida, and I went with a friend, and we were in Florida for like 2 or 3 months, and we kept trying places and trying places and trying places, and it wasn't working. And I was spending so much money on Airbnbs, and I was working so much to try to pay for these Airbnbs. It was insane. It was literally crazy, and it didn't work out in Florida. And I remember in Florida, I felt so abandoned, and I felt so unsafe, and I felt so like confused and hurt that I was not able to find shelter or able to find a home for myself. And I obviously understand now why it didn't work out, because hindsight is 2020. But those feelings and that pain from that time period of my life was coming back up for me this week, because I guess I hadn't worked through it fully. So I wanted to say that for some of you, because if you're experiencing some things or some thoughts from your past trauma, it's normal and it's natural right now. Okay? And that's where I want to end the reading. I feel good about this. This is a long, long reading. If you made it to the end of this reading, please type in the chat, Virgos rock. Virgos rock, okay? That way I'll know that you stayed to the end of the video. I really appreciate you if you did. If you need a personal reading with me, they are available. Information's in the description box down below. My website is down there, and that is the only way to get a personal reading with me. I will never reach out to you to ask you for money or to ask you for a reading. Please don't get scammed. Check out the description box if you need anything else from me. And I think that's it. I'm sending you so much love always. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and I will see you next time. Peace.